The afternoon sun filtered through the dusty windows of Chen's Antiquities as Fiza carefully placed the ornate pendant on the velvet display cloth. The piece was beautiful in an alien way, crystalline structures that seemed to shift color depending on the angle, wrapped in what appeared to be some kind of biometallic setting that pulsed with a faint inner light. "Are you absolutely certain about this?" Mr. Chen asked, his weathered fingers hovering over the pendant without quite touching. Your grandmother left this to you specifically." Fiza's throat tightened, but she nodded firmly. "Mama needs the surgery, Mr. Chen. The doctors won't wait any longer, and this is the only thing of value I have left." She touched the cool surface one last time, remembering how her grandmother used to tell her wild stories about the stars and beings from faraway worlds. She always said it came from the sky, but I thought that was just, grandmother stories. Mr. Chen quoted her a price that made her eyes widen. Apparently, even if its origins were unknown, the craftsmanship and materials were extraordinary enough to fetch a significant sum. It would be exactly enough for her mother's treatment, with a little left over for recovery expenses. 3 days later, James Morrison was browsing through the shop's eclectic collection when the pendant caught his eye. As a xenoarchaeology student at the university, he'd developed a keen eye for genuinely alien artifacts versus clever reproductions. This piece, however, made him stop breathing for a moment. "Excuse me," he called to Mr. Chen. "Where did you get this?" "Young woman brought it in a few days ago. Family heirloom," she said. "Why? You recognize the style?" James's mind raced. He'd seen something like this before, in classified databases during his internship at the Galactic Cultural Exchange Center. The crystalline matrix, the biometallic housing, the way it seemed to respond to proximity. This wasn't just alien. This was important. "I need to make a call," James said, already pulling out his phone. Within an hour, the small Antiquities shop was buzzing with activity. Dr. Sarah Martinez from the university's xenobiology department arrived first, followed closely by Agent Torres from the Galactic Affairs Division. But it was the arrival of Ambassador Kethvar that made everyone freeze. The tall, graceful alien diplomat moved through the shop with fluid precision, their opalescent skin shifting through subtle color variations that James had learned indicated deep emotional states. When Kethvar's large, multifaceted eyes fell upon the pendant, they went completely still, a reaction that, in their species, indicated profound shock. "By the seven suns," Kethvar whispered in their melodious voice, switching to perfect English. "It cannot be." "Ambassador," Dr. Martinez stepped forward carefully. "You recognize this artifact?" Kethvar's long fingers trembled as they reached toward the pendant, stopping just short of contact. "This is the shard of Veltara. It has been lost for over 3 centuries. My people, we thought it was destroyed when your species first achieved interstellar travel and accidentally disrupted one of our archaeological expeditions." The room went silent except for the soft hum of alien technology as Kethvar activated a personal scanner. "The resonance signature confirms it. This is a fragment of the original navigation conscience, the quantum consciousness that guided the first peaceful contact protocols between our species and yours." James felt his heart racing. "You mean this pendant is connected to first contact?" "More than connected." Kethvar's skin rippled with patterns that James recognized as deep reverence. "It enabled first contact. Without the navigation conscience, my ancestors would have followed standard protocol for newly spacefaring species, complete observation and non-interference until technological maturity was achieved, which typically takes another 1,000 years. Agent Torres leaned forward. "But that didn't happen." "No." Kethvar's voice carried wonder. "The conscience recognized something in humanity, a quality we had never encountered before. Your species' capacity for rapid adaptation, for choosing cooperation over conquest even when holding significant advantages, for protecting others at cost to yourselves. The conscience determined that humanity was, what is your phrase, ready. To play with the big kids, Mr. Chen cleared his throat. So this little pendant changed the course of history? In ways you cannot imagine, Kethvar confirmed. The decision to make early contact with humanity has proven to be one of the most beneficial in galactic history. Your species has mediated 17 interstellar conflicts, pioneered 12 breakthrough technologies that have benefited all member species, and consistently chosen to uplift rather than exploit newly discovered civilizations. James thought about Fiza, selling her family's most precious heirloom to save her mother. The woman who sold this, she had no idea. Where is she? Kethvar asked urgently. The one who possessed the shard? Mr. Chen provided Fiza's contact, information, and within minutes she was rushing back to the shop confused and worried that somehow she'd sold stolen goods. She arrived breathless, her dark eyes wide with concern. Is everything all right? Mr. Chen said people from the government wanted to see me. Kethvar approached her with the careful grace of their species. Fiza, is it? Tell me, what did your grandmother tell you about this pendant? Fiza glanced nervously around the room full of officials and scientists. Just stories. She said it fell from the sky when she was young, that it chose our family. To keep it safe. She said someday someone would come looking for it, and when they did, we'd know it was time. She paused. I thought she was just being dramatic. She was always telling fantastic stories. Kethvar's skin patterns shifted to what James now recognized as profound respect. Your grandmother was a guardian, chosen by the conscience itself. Her stories were not fantasies, but the deepest truth. I don't understand, Fiza whispered. Your family has been protecting one of the most important artifacts in galactic history for 3 generations, Dr. Martinez explained gently. And by selling it to help your mother, you've brought it back to where it belongs, not because you had to, but because you chose love over material wealth, even when you had no idea of its true value. Kethvar stepped forward. The Galactic Council will want to offer your family compensation far beyond what Mr. Chen paid. But more than that, you have proven once again why the navigation conscience chose humanity. Your first instinct was not greed or power, but care for family. Fiza looked down at the pendant, its crystalline structures now pulsing with warm light. Will my mother be all right? Your mother will receive the finest medical care the galaxy can provide, Kethvar promised. And if you are willing, the Council would be honored to offer you a place in the cultural exchange program. It seems fitting that a guardian's granddaughter should help bridge the worlds. As James watched Fiza's face light up with hope and wonder, he understood why the ancient alien consciousness had seen something special in humanity all those years ago. In a universe full of species that might have exploited such a discovery, humans like Fiza still chose love over advantage, family over fortune. The pendant pulsed once more, as if in agreement, and James could swear he felt the approval of something vast and ancient, a consciousness that had seen the best of what humanity could be, and had never been disappointed. Outside, the stars were just becoming visible in the evening sky, and for the first time James truly understood that they were not distant lights, but neighbors, waiting to welcome humanity home.